Ready?
Ready?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the latest episode of Snitchin'. It's your host, Kristen.
And Brittany. And get ready for the best part of your day because we got book club. We're talking Good Energy by Casey Means with Sami and Lindsey. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi to the
Hey,
class.
everyone.
Our first sister duo on the pod at the same time.
Oh, true.
We love that. And we were talking right before this that Britt and Sami are headed to Mexico this weekend for a family wedding. And I was asking the class, how early do people get to the airport before a flight?
Not that early.
That surprises me about you, Sami.
I think it changed when I live now in Southie and it's so close.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's like no risk of traffic. And like, even I remember one
True.
time there was like all these people were going to be, the security line was so long, they were all going to be late to their flight. And like the workers like let everyone cut everyone else. So I'm like, they're not going to let you miss your flight. I guess some
Yeah.
people do miss it though. So I shouldn't say that, but
I feel like we also like grew up and our parents weren't like that. So I feel like that's maybe like why I am. Like I feel like we always were just kind of like, we'll get to the airport and we'll figure out. It wasn't like we need to get there so early.
Yeah, I feel like my family was kind of like that too. We're like I feel like I'm usually like 2 hours before to be safe, but like I'm okay with 1.5.
I come from a family where like my dad traveled a lot and he would drill it into my head to be there minimum 2 hours before. Like we're talking 2.5, generally more likely 3. I almost like, I think partially just want to prove him wrong where I'm like, we don't have to do that. We can get there 90 minutes before and it's going to be okay. But I have had a couple of really close calls, like, and one was with my sister and her bestie. We were going to Napa and I just knew I was going to get hell if I missed the flight. So like right when I've never seen Logan have such a long line at security. And I begged the attendant. I was like, you don't understand. I cannot miss this flight.
I feel like anyone, like I would let you cut in line. Anyone would.
They did help me, yes, but they were fully boarded by the time I got to the gate. Like
Yikes.
literally last one on, panting, sweating. So that was the only time where I was kind of like, bite my words a little bit about this. But I just hate sitting at the airport with like an extra hour to go. It's the worst.
Especially when you're not with anyone.
I don't
Yeah.
see. I'm like the opposite. I never mind like getting to the airport and just like, getting something to drink, getting your snacks, and then just like sitting. I don't know.
it depends if it's the morning. Like if it's not in the morning, if I had to leave work early to go, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I'll go super
true.
early. Like
True.
I'll see you guys. But if it's like waking up at 4 versus waking up at 5, it's a big difference.
Yeah, that's gonna be me. 4 a.m. wake up, or not even wake up. Like I'm leaving my house at 4 a.m. on Thursday.
The boys going?
Hell no. Just me.
Easier to wake up and go.
Yeah. Nope. Just roll straight. I was like saying to Chris, I was like, do you think I should take a shower? Like, I can't decide because normally, like, I don't know, I just like to be clean. Like, I don't like feeling like gross when I get there. But he was like, no. Like, that's when you just roll out of bed.
He's like, don't risk waking them up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be terrible.
48 hours, you're going to be on a beach.
Oh, thank God.
It's going to be
Can't
great.
wait. I know. Well, that's why I'm like, I'm going to be leaving at 4 a.m., but it's okay because I'm going to have like 4 days to sleep as late as I want.
Yeah, girl. And sleep, tangent to our book, is a big
Very
part
important.
Mm-hmm.
of your overall health. So that's what we're focusing on today with book club. I always mess up the name of the book. But you want to do the honors and tell us about it?
Good energy.
Good energy.
I don't know why it's that hard.
I always think it's good health. I want to say bad energy. I don't know. It's like it's just not computing. But anyway.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So I will give a quick summary of the book because even if you didn't read this book, it is still like interesting. And if everything we're talking about will pertain to you. So just to give those who didn't read a little snippet. So we are obviously reading Good Energy by Dr. Casey Means. So she's a Stanford-trained physician who makes a bold claim right out of the gate. The real root of so many modern health issues is metabolic dysfunction, which is our cells' decreasing ability to turn food into usable energy. Means argues that this breakdown isn't random. It's driven by the toxic modern environment we're all living in. Ultra-processed foods, chronic sleep disruption, artificial light, environmental toxins, relentless stress, and our increasingly sedentary routines. All of these factors chip away at mitochondrial function and create chronic inflammation, what she calls the foundation of bad energy. The book highlights that over 93% of American adults have at least one marker of metabolic dysfunction. It affects everything from mood and energy to long-term disease risk. Means doesn't stop at environmental issues. She also talks about how our healthcare industry is structured instead of treating the root causes. She argues we built a system designed to manage symptoms using medications, surgeries, and other procedures that often overlook the metabolic issues driving the problem in the first place. The hopeful part of Good Energy and what makes the book so compelling is that Means says we can reverse much of this through foundational lifestyle shifts. She focuses on 4 pillars that help restore healthy cellular energy, nutrition, movement, sleep, and stress resilience, the backbone of a practical, actionable plan.
Should we start with like takeaways? What are like our big thoughts?
Yeah, maybe like overall thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like one of the most interesting things, I feel like for me or for other people to hear is just like the point of that your body is probably signaling things to you long before any like disease shows up, but we're just taught to
Yeah.
ignore them. Like I feel like so many of us, like myself included, like don't even know what feeling good means because we're just so
Totally.
used to eating bad or like not sleeping great or being exposed to all of these like environmental and foods that we're just like, oh, I guess I'm have a stomach ache again today, or I guess I have a headache, or I guess I woke up anxious. And it's just so crazy that like for years like that we've just all felt off and just continued to kind of like live with it.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I totally agree with that. I think a couple things that she said that stood out was she talked about how, to your point, Lindsey, like people just, she labeled it, but that people just accept like feeling fatigued. We just
Mhm.
think of
Yeah.
it as the norm. I also think that one thing she said that kind of also relates to that is she talked about how life expectancy has doubled in our, I don't know, however long, the last 100 years. But so it makes you think that we're maybe healthier because we've had all these medical advancements. But then she broke it down to say, not that's actually not true. Like our healthcare system is good at solving acute problems that used to kill people instantly.
Mm-hmm.
If you have
Broken arm.
yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
it's actually not designed to treat the chronic issues that now that we do live so long because we fix those acute problems, it's like actually making it worse. I thought that was like a really interesting point that I hadn't thought about.
That whole part about how doctors get paid more the
Oh
more
my God, I
specialized they
know.
are. And you just never think about it. And they only focus, like if you come and you have an issue with your stomach, and they are only focused on that. But there's also other things that you might have issues with or other symptoms, but they're so focused on that one area. But really, it's all connected. And it's just like the way that it's set up for doctors to treat you. It's like all focused on symptom management rather than treating the root cause, which I thought
Yeah.
was very opening.
And like I think like obviously that's how doctors have learned, and that's the medicine way. But I also feel like even as like us individuals, like we've been so trained or quick to be like, oh, I have a headache, I'm just going to take Advil. Oh, I have this, I'm just going to
Yeah.
take something else. Like it's like, what's the quickest solution to fix this in the moment, rather than thinking like, okay, I've been feeling like this
100%.
now so many days in a row, or like what can help me. So it's just interesting that we're all like that too.
Yeah. No, I know. It's like so ingrained in us. I feel like to me, it's like, it's just so simple too. Like, and I think she says this and part of it, it's like, it makes so much sense because it's simple. Like, it's like your body needs sleep, but you need to prioritize sleep. Like, we can't just be like being stressed out, go, 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 go all the time. And I also like her point about how like humans are like not evolving as quickly as like our environment is. So like the way to like keep like think about how you want to live is to live like how people lived like 100 years ago. Like that's how humans were like made to live, like to be in the cold, not to be in a temperature controlled environment, which I hate, but to like not eat processed shit. Like, and it just makes so much sense.
And like on top of it, it's like we as humans haven't been doing that, but then like all these food companies are adding and changing their ingredients so much because it's just the most cost. It's like more, they're making more money off of it. Like, because I feel like even like I would be talking to my parents and my parents would be like, we grew up eating all of this stuff. I'm like, you grew up with that version of that then. Like bread, for example, now versus what a loaf of bread was 30 years ago is a completely different label, which is scary in itself.
She brings up how there's a lot of conflict of interest with studies that tell us what we should eat, dietary guidelines. She said something that the 95% of people who are on the US panel that creates dietary guidelines for American were shown to have a conflict of interest because they have some type of either like stock stake or work
so believable
for a company that produces this food. So it's like you might see a stat that says like, oh, refined sugar doesn't do anything. But then you look at who is producing that and it's like food industries. So I just think that was like, she really kind of like made us illuminated the points that healthcare systems are still a profitable business. You are more profitable to them the sicker you are than the healthier you are.
Yeah.
Food companies have an agenda. They have a profit. And it's just like all the stuff that we were saying that we don't even think about. There is a whole industry working against us.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. And like all the like the way they like feed the animals and just like all the shit they put in it to just and like I mean you guys obviously know there's like a million things that are like banned here but or like no sorry banned in Europe but like we eat like goldfish and like Gatorade and shit is like banned in Europe and like that's like healthy here.
It's so crazy.
She did, though, give a list of all the foods that she would never recommend. She talked about ultra processed. Did any of those foods kind of stand out to you guys when you were reading? And there were a couple where I was like, oh, that's gonna be hard for me. I might not be able to get rid of that one yet.
I mean, some of them were like grains, like pasta and stuff, but those
it's like everything.
Like, those are harder. But what were some of the ones that stood out to you, Kristen? I'm trying to remember.
Oh my God. So like, honestly, drinks. And she was talking about how glucose gets to your system faster if it's through a drink than through food. I guess like, And so I'm like over there like, oh, because it's Gatorade, it's Diet Coke. I mean, Diet Coke's my vice. It has been for a long time. So that, and she was just talking about, I mean, I'm not really one to have a lot of like processed snacks and stuff, but even I was thinking like every single day I eat a protein bar. How non-processed is her recommendation was it doesn't really matter if it's keto, if it's whatever. It's just eating whole foods, not ultra processed foods. That's really what I
like know what the ingredients are. If you look at the label, like you should like kind of know what they are.
Yeah. It was some of those where I was kind of like, but then I don't want to, I feel like you can't be too restrictive because otherwise you don't even take any of the advice that's given. But those were some of the things that stood out.
Yeah. I wrote a note thinking about our conversation today of just like, it can't be like 100% of the time or like no one's ever going to actually, or I mean, maybe she does, but like most people can't live like that, but definitely some of the stuff like cutting out as much as possible. Like I always also thought back to like the Gatorade and like the protein bar and things like that. This really taught me like I would just look at a Gatorade Zero and be like, okay, it's 0 calories, 0 fat, like 0 carbs. Like I would always look at stuff from like a calorie perspective. And now it's like much different. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not just that it's not fattening, but there's a lot of ingredients in it that are not healthy, not related to like weight or anything like that, but just like the rest of your livelihood. So that was like a real learning moment for me. Like it's not just about like how many calories or grams of fat. It's like the actual ingredients that you also need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
That's a great point. I think 90% of people, well, maybe not, that's generalization, calories and like maybe like I look at protein and that's legit it.
Yeah.
In fact,
I feel like sugar's like finally coming up to the surface a little bit more, but still not as much as like it should probably. And I also just feel like we live in a world where it's so easy to like eat out and like grab something.
Yeah.
And like I know like even at Kramer, I bring my own lunch and I get so much hate from everyone because I don't go through the
Yeah,
lunch.
yeah.
And it's like it's just funny. Like you would think that I'm like doing the craziest thing in the world. And I'm like, no, I just like wouldn't feel great after all
Yeah, be like,
afternoon after eating some of these things. And not that it doesn't have its like time, but it's like I recognize that it was affecting like my afternoon and like how I was showing up.
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's another thing the book made me kind of think about more too, is it's like that stuff does actually impact, like to your point, how you show up or like, how
Yeah.
you feel like the next few hours or the
Right.
next day.
Well,
I mean, everyone could tell that with like drinking. You wake up and you're just like, oh,
yeah. Brittany, I think I said this to you when I saw you guys the other week, but like I I'm not gonna remember who I heard this from, but like I heard this quote before from like a similar, it wasn't from this book, but that's kind of along the same lines that like we all label the winter as flu season and
Mm.
we all just blame it. We're like, oh, it's the winter, it's the flu, but like we don't
Oh
correlate
yeah.
it at all to like, okay, flu season is like Halloween to Valentine's Day of like all the times you're going to like parties and eating food
Yeah.
and like out of your daily routine and you're like not going outside, you're more stressed because you have, holidays and gatherings and
Yeah.
all of these things that are also impacting why people are getting sick, not just because like, oh, it's just like colder in these weather. Like it's the
Yeah.
whole, it's all of it.
Yeah.
That's a great point. It's like, what's the cause or what's just correlation? Like because I mean, some of the main pillars that Brittany mentioned at the beginning that she talks about that leads to good energy, it's like getting outside in the cold, you don't get outside, getting natural
Mhm.
sunlight, you don't get that as much in the winter.
Hmm.
Yeah, eating, drinking, that's obviously a huge thing. So yeah, you're right. It's like, is it flu season or are we all just not getting what we need for our bodies? And we just label
Yeah.
it that.
So true.
And again, it's not a bacterial like it's not like it's a bacterial infection either half the time. It's like so that's interesting.
Very
Did you
good.
guys look at any of your like blood tests or anything that you've gotten done after reading?
Oh yeah. I was in the clear.
Yes.
Now I'm like, so when I have my physical, I'm like, okay, I'm definitely getting any tests because sometimes they're like, oh, we'll do it in a few years. I found that they'll kind of skip a year or something, but now it's kind of like such a good indicator of like an early signal for something.
Yeah.
So I think now I understand like the importance of them. I think I've never had like a real issue and like didn't know what any of them meant. So I didn't
Yeah.
really care to like look into it, but this really helped to better understand what all of that means.
1000%. The ones that there was 5 biomarkers that she
Mhm.
talked about. So basically the big 5 that they tell you to pay attention to when you get your blood work done. Triglycerides, they said, which is like how much glucose, cholesterol. They talked about the good cholesterol versus bad cholesterol.
No, that shit confuses me. Got a little sciencey in there.
I know it was a little too sciencey for me at
Yeah.
first.
I was like, you convinced me. I'm good.
Agreed. There's a lot of it where she's really into the science of it all, and it's hard sometimes to follow along. But one that's easy, or the 3 other ones: blood pressure, glucose, which just glucose, and then waist measurement. So anyone out there, they say that like ideally you want to be at 31.5, I think, inches for a woman, but you don't want to surpass 35 inches. So that's a good, if anyone wants to do something at home, you can go and see, measure your waist between anything over 35, you might be in a little bit of a red zone. And they said it's because like fat around your belly and your gut is more of an indicator. I think I'm going to butcher
I think
this.
so.
I think
Yeah.
it's
I
just like
think it's like with your
visceral fat.
visceral, yeah.
Yeah.
What was
That's
it?
like
Your visceral fat.
She'll know better
It's
than me.
it's your fat around like your organs, so it's more dangerous to your body,
Hmm.
essentially, is the like normal people understanding.
Yeah. I think it's like harder to get rid of.
Yeah.
So some easy
Um,
tests for people to look at.
I know. Well, my physical keeps getting canceled, whatever. It's not an interesting story, but like I wanted to ask my doctor before. She wrote like a little list of like what you should ask your doctor for, because when I looked at mine, I only had like half of the ones like on her list. So, because I think one of them, it's like you have to fast. You have to not eat for like 8 to 10 hours before.
Fasting glucose, yeah. They'll sometimes I've gone to my physical and they'll be like, come back and do that if I didn't show up fasted. So, well, now I book them at like 8 in the morning.
Okay, yeah. So you do it. Yeah, I know. That's what I would do.
I'm all about getting the panels, though. To your point, Sami, like give me all the test results. I'll do extra tests.
Yeah.
Like tell me everything.
Yeah.
I know. There's like I always want to do like the Function Health. It's like $400 to $500, and they do like literally every single thing that like you could ever think of, like all these different.
I'd be scared to do that though.
I know. I haven't pulled the trigger on that.
I think there's going to be like a world in like a few years where like those types of subscriptions are like the norm. You like do like these tests at home, like and send it off. And like, I know there's some starting to come to life that's like apps and kind of communities that you can like talk to people on it. And like, you're just like checking your stuff and you can test it like every month or every 6 weeks, whatever like your plan is based on where your levels are. I looked into getting Sami it for Christmas, but it was way too out of my price range.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's also expensive. I mean, I think in the book she had something that like monitors your glucose.
Or she has a company called Levels, which is basically like you monitor I think glucose is the main one, but she has like a couple of others. I was looking it up today. It's like a subscription. So you must just like get tested. I don't know if it's an at home or you send it in, but like you have an app so it monitors it and can kind of give you like stuff.
But it was actually interesting. You could like rent it or something. Like you could get it for like $40 for a month.
Yeah, so that'd be cool.
So that's like affordable.
Yeah,
I just got the Aura Ring, and they just released a thing that like it's like a partnership with Quest, so you can go to like a Quest blood clinic and pay. It's $99, which of course I'm like, and it tests like 97 biomarkers, and I was like, I know what that is.
I need a wearable. I don't have one.
Yeah, she's a big fan.
I know.
That was a big thing she talked about, was tracking things, tracking steps, tracking sleeps, having tracking sleep, having something to manage that. Going off of like away from the food part to some of the exercise stuff, I was kind of surprised. They said, so they talked a lot about movement and not just moving, for 1 hour a day exercising, but trying to get up and move often throughout the day. And she laid out all these different, examples and stats and whatever. She said that the average person takes between 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, I think that like we are all probably people that take more than that. But if you like think about the entire population, and like, I'm sure that that's accurate.
Yeah, especially with working from home.
Yeah.
I will say I'm not great with my steps unless I like go on a walk, because I feel like I like park in a parking lot and walk right into my office.
Yeah.
And it's like not a big office. Like I bet you today my steps, they're 3,121.
There's the average.
There we go.
Like when it's nicer out, I'm better because like I make the effort to go up, but I am bad walking unless it's nice out, I feel like, because I don't have anywhere I'm really walking to.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she said this explicitly in the book, but I had listened to a podcast just to refresh myself because I read the book a bit ago. She was talking about walking and getting like consistent movement throughout the day. And she's like, honestly, like everyone's obsession with working out is almost like making things more unhealthy, because you think like you worked out for 45 minutes and then you sit at a desk and do not stand up for like 7 hours. And she's like, it's honestly like making people more unhealthy because they think they're fine so that like they got their workout in, but really it's like you need to get up and move throughout the day. Which, Lindsey, I feel like you have like conference rooms, you're walking around. I think it's like sometimes
I stand at my desk the whole day.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll like sit for hours and like my knees start to hurt. It's like bad. So I could see how people get, and that's something that I want to work on after this book, is like getting up throughout the day, using the standing desk and all that, because I feel like sometimes it could be like hours in between meetings and stuff that I don't get up.
Yeah. And it like catches up to you. And then you're like, oh, been sitting all day. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I feel like I just started a new job a few weeks ago and it's going great, but I'm sitting and I haven't been sitting, consistently. And I can already feel my neck and back, like at the end of the day, feeling tight or feeling stiff. And I really think I'm going to, talk to my boss about getting a standing desk or bringing back on my Fitbit when it alerts me that I haven't moved in like 2 hours. And she kind of talks about that, just getting up and walking like 3 minutes. This is kind of where she gets sciencey. It loses me a little, but what I think she said is that it signals to your body to start like processing the glucose again. So it's just like a signal to get stuff moving.
Just makes sense. Just makes sense.
Just makes sense. But yeah, and like how it wasn't that long ago. She gave a lot of examples of this that I think she said in the 1800s, so like 100 years ago, 150 years ago, like no one sat at a desk. It's not like we're not built for that.
Or in front of a screen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She said that too. She's like, when she was talking about blue light, she was like,
yeah,
I wrote this one down. She said computers only came around in 1971. So like, we ain't used to it.
There was like no screens, and now like every single thing you do is on a screen. Like it's like even when I'm working out, like my workout's on my phone, or like you're on a Peloton, like everything is on the screen.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I mean, it's probably literally impossible to do like every single thing she said just in our life, like, being an American person, the way the world is set up. But it is just crazy.
Yeah, I found myself fluctuating between feeling like, okay, and this is anything, like with any type of health or self-help or anything, but like it's part of me feels like overwhelmed that we can't fight this problem and we're just doomed.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And we can't fight these forces. But then the other part of me is like, okay, don't do that. Like just what can you do? Control the controllable. And you can make some changes that will do better. It's just like, I think awareness of even knowing it's happening is going to be a good thing. Like the standing desk, I definitely left being like standing desk and just walking 2 minutes every hour. Like I can do that.
Yeah. Right. That's like very doable.
Yeah.
You have to, I was thinking for a second and I had to like change my mindset. I'm like, okay, there's so many people out there that drink and smoke and eat healthy and don't work out, and like they might live till they're 90, and it's like I'm like, but they probably don't feel great most of their days. So it's not just about like how you look or how long you're living, it's also like how you feel in those times. So I had to like change my mindset, because it's like, if you really think about it, like there's people that do all the wrong things and they're still like, they're not sick, but they probably feel like shit.
Preach, sister. Great.
And I can so see that. Like, I know, like, a lot of times, like, you feel just like, ugh, just like a little slow, or like you're like moving through sludge on any day. So, but yeah. But, the other thing I like thought was really interesting, I don't know if she I think she did say it. Like, you also kind of like inherit, like, we're kind of inherently getting worse because like you inherit your parents' like unhealthy mitochondria and like habits and stuff like that. And like all like when she's like, the computer was just invented in 1970, like, I don't know. It's crazy because then it's like our generation is going to have it that much worse than our kids' generation is going to be like double as bad. And it's just so scary.
No. That's why we got to get good habits now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think, before I say my point, that I just have not heard the word mitochondria since like fourth grade.
Oh my God, legit biology.
I literally remember being the powerhouse of the cell. Like I remember, ATP. I remember doing one of those projects and having like all different candies be like the different pieces. And like since then, I've never heard the word mitochondria.
No, seriously,
literally. Yeah, what is it called? Diorama.
Yeah.
Yeah. How hilarious is that though, that all four of us were like mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell.
Ingrained in us.
Deserves a raise.
And we didn't think it was that important, but I guess it is. Now it's all coming back to that.
Yeah. Well, but they don't teach you that in school. It's like they should teach us this.
You picture that as like a cell in a plant. Like you don't even like realize it's like your own body.
Yeah. I know it's not like touched upon a ton in the book, but a little bit about like cleaning products and laundry detergent.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys made any swaps?
I've made a few, like not like I didn't switch over everything, but like I bought drying sheets the other day and I bought like one of the I forget the name of the brand, but like one of the like clean ones.
Yeah.
And like
Mhm.
I'll buy the spray, but like I still have normal like dish soap detergent. So maybe one step at a time. But like
Yeah.
I said, I can't do everything.
I know.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes though it's like, are those the easy things to like just swap out like your soap? I don't know. I
Right.
got new shampoo and conditioner and I actually like it a lot better.
Oh, what is it?
I forget what it's called. I'll have to text. I just got it on Amazon. I put in like
Yeah.
clean shampoo and bought like the first one. And yeah, and then I like a clean like bar soap.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't changed any like cleaning products, but I will say that I do look for like paraben when she was talking about
Mm-hmm.
parabens, like paraben
Mm.
free stuff. Like I'll look at that a little bit, but I could do better there. I haven't really like
Yeah.
been intentional.
I got some of the Branch Basics. That's the name of the brand. And so far, it's like done the job. I don't know, like I haven't had like a crazy mess or anything, but like so far so good. But one thing I did notice is like I like at my desk at work keep like an essential oil device thing for like scents. And I then had one of those like diffusers that's like really fake and like the smell, and I like had that going and I literally felt so like I couldn't stay in there anymore. Like got so nauseous and my head was
Oh,
like
yeah, I don't like
pounding.
that stuff.
And I was like, definitely because of it. Like the minute
Yes.
I like put the sticks in it, and it was like supposed to be like an Aperol spritz, which is like it
Oh,
was
but it was like
definitely
toxic.
poisonous.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah,
great choice.
yeah.
But it was like immediate. And I don't know if it's just because I'm not used to like having those scents
Probably not.
around, but it's
Probably because it's
interesting.
so toxic.
That's really crazy that you felt that difference right away. That just goes
Mhm.
to show what's in there.
Oh,
I feel like,
native shampoo and conditioner.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
I like
that's what it's
native.
called.
I
Oh
got
yeah.
the deodorant once and
Oh.
just body wash. Yeah, I have that.
I feel like deodorant. I
I said
I
I
need.
got it. I don't use it because
I use the
it
native.
didn't do as good as job as just the Dove.
Yeah, I need the full stuff.
But yeah, I use their body wash. I like it. So yeah, one at a time. Maybe one next each product I need, I'll start to get a better version.
yeah, we're celebrating the wins. We're not thinking about what we don't have yet.
Yeah.
But it is like interesting what you said, Lindsay, before too about what you're eating, like showing up, how it affects how you show up. She made a few references to mental health and your gut health.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I don't know if I really recognize just how correlated. Like she was saying something along the lines of like, you doctors can look at or see someone who has big gut issues and can like pretty quickly diagnose if they think that they're risk or have depression, which is kind of crazy. I didn't
Yeah, that is crazy.
so like, and I think to what you said, Sammy, it's like, yeah, you're right. It's just about, it's all about just like, how is this showing up for me in all ways, not just physically, like
Yeah.
emotionally, mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mental and emotional part is definitely, I feel like so real. And it's like essentially just like inflaming your like brain.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of like validating too, a little bit though. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's like maybe
seriously.
I'm not like crazy. It's just
Right.
like my microbiome was fucked.
Right. You're on
The
mute,
powerhouse of
Sam.
the cell isn't doing its thing. It's not doing what I was
Yeah.
saying.
My
It's
mitochondria is
like,
inflamed.
no wonder why after drinking I feel so down.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, that is something we never learned.
No, I
Oh no.
also, do you guys ever, I know she references him a lot, but Dr. Mark Hyman,
Yeah, I follow him.
he's like kind of one of the first doctors that I feel like I ever heard or saw talk about
Oh.
this stuff. And it was like, I remember listening to one of his podcasts like back in college, and he told this story about one of his patients that was young, like not even 50 years old yet, and had diabetes, was like super, super, super unhealthy, and started like completely losing cognitive function, like could not tell time on a clock anymore, and reversed the diet, reversed the habits, and within like 3 to 5 years, everything came back.
Crazy.
Whoa, that's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. I
So
believe it
crazy.
though. It's believable.
Right?
Yeah, that doctor, he posts, I sent one of them to Lindsey. He posts a lot of the stuff that's like the ingredients of, like, for example, a Gatorade one like in like the 70s, and then the ingredients of the same Gatorade now. And
Yeah.
it's like all, you could see how different it is. I'll send you guys him, but he has a lot of good information.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
It is nice that it's reversible. Not everything, but
That's
like some
true.
stuff, like it, like even she said in the book, she's like, you can change this. Like it's not too late, especially for us. We're young.
I know. It's like I want to just get ahead of it so I don't even get in that position.
Yeah,
Oh, but you know what we haven't talked about is our water. What the fuck is up with that?
Oh, I can't think about that.
Fucked. And then it's like, and then she was like, and don't drink bottled water because like the plastic is bad and stuff shit. And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to drink?
I know. That's like one of those that I'm like, how far is too far? Like,
Yeah. I mean, drink filtered water. Like, don't drink out of the tap.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
Gina
drink
used to drink out of the tap, and I was like, Gina, stop drinking out of the tap.
Oh,
I'm a tap
I'm a tap
drinker.
drinker too.
Well, like, what? Yeah.
Tap drinkers stand up.
Yeah.
How's your microbiome looking? Not good.
No. Okay. So Brittany showed me the website before I read the book. So for everyone listening, there's a website. It's called ewg.org, and it tells you how contaminated your tap water is, like what levels it's higher in on certain things. And the author of the book was saying that there was like way more arsenic in her water, so you can go and check it out. Sure enough, Quincy tap water, we could be doing better. We could be doing better.
Yeah. Same with Canton.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's actually crazy though because it basically like this website you go to, it tells you like there's a health guideline that is like, but for whatever reason, like towns have to get their water tested like every 6 months or something, but there's no like legal limit that they have to have like less than X amount of whatever toxin so they can, but they have to post it. So like, yeah, like on the website, I'm looking at one of them, chlorite, 2.5 times the health guideline in Canton. There's some that are like 22 times the health guideline, 24 times, 175 times. And then it's like potential effect cancer, potential effect cancer, cancer.
What's like the best drinking water in our country? Like what zip code is going to get a clean bill of health here?
I mean, I think no one. I think that's the point. It's like, it's more just like you need to filter your water.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is kind of crazy. I mean, I think it's filtering enough if it's from like the fridge, right?
I don't know, girl. I'm living that tap life, but I do think it is an actionable step to take to filter your water. That was one that I wrote down of like, I could get a water filter. I could do that.
Yeah, easy. Like that's so much easier. Like when she was like the ones about like it seems like she's into like fasting and shit too. Like no eating 4 hours before bed and stuff like that. Like that's way bigger of a mountain for me.
I used to do intermittent fasting and I never really was sure if it was just a fad or what, but you're right. She does talk about that. I can't remember everything. I remember one of the things she said that I thought was interesting was like, we're so used to being constantly in a glucose overload. We're always eating a lot of high glucose foods. She gave a stat even that said that like our today's day and age is getting 700 to 3,000% more glucose than we did 100 years ago. So if you just think about in your job getting a 700 minimum percent increase in your workload, that's what our body's getting. So that's why it's like so hard to produce. So she was saying with fasting, like fasting is good because it dips into your fat reserves rather than just constantly eating at your glucose reserves that we're getting all the time. Because if we're eating too often, we're always getting that. And she said like glucose is like a debit card where it's like you can pay with something and it's quick, but then fat is like your savings or something where it's like that's what you want to dip into. Or she said it in a way where it was like you want to start dipping into the savings. Yeah. And that's what the fat. And that's where you can get to that by doing some fasting. I thought that was kind of an interesting way to look at it.
I believe it. It would just be hard.
Yeah, no, totally.
Go to bed way too early to stop eating 4 hours before. You'd have
Same, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would be not eating at like 2 p.m.
Can I just bring up one other like overarching topic? It's a little bit more of like the depressing kind, but there's a couple things. I am shocked at how poorly doctors take care of themselves.
Oh, yeah.
All I kept thinking when I was reading this is she was talking about how she was kind of like an overweight kid. She really got control of it. And then right when she hit her residency, she is feeling so terrible. She's feeling depressed. And it's because of all these factors that she keeps talking about. Like doctors aren't getting sleep. Doctors have
Don't trust them.
36
that was a big
shift.
takeaway for me. Don't trust the doctors.
But it's just
You're
like
probably not eating good foods when you're working. Then.
Right. Right.
said
They're in
that.
that cycle.
Sure.
They're in that
Yeah.
cycle.
Yeah.
She's
The
like,
food options at a hospital are some of the worst. Like I haven't been in a while, so hopefully it's getting better, but like it's crazy. Like you have a heart attack and they're like, all right, and here's some graham crackers and pudding.
Yeah, soup.
Like,
Yeah.
That is so true. I was thinking about the workers, but like you're literally in there fighting for your life and they're giving you like that processed food.
Yeah. But also, like, how do you trust these people that are like running around stressed? Like, their shifts are too long. Like, yeah, they're not sleeping. And it's scary.
yeah, she's like, we're not getting outside. She was like,
Right. Not getting outside. Yeah.
so much of the really fluorescent lighting that she says that's so
Yep,
bad for
yep.
throwing you off. Like I kept every time she was talking about the doctors, I'm like, these people are the unhealthiest ones of all of us. Like, what are they? What's going on? Like,
Yeah.
so crazy. And then I thought it was interesting that she said 80% of medical schools don't require their med students to take a nutrition course.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I feel like she said it in a good way of like how like doctors, they all like set out to be like to help people and like that it's not like to do procedures and to make money and like they don't even consciously realize that they're doing it. You know what I mean? It's just like that's how they get rewarded and that's how they like get better benefits and blah, 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 more money. But like that's not their intention. I feel like she did a good job of like explaining that. But the reality is our healthcare system is fucked. And since I became a parent, I have been like, doctors don't know shit. And now I'm like, doctors really don't know shit. Every man for himself here in this country.
I appreciated a doctor saying you have to advocate for yourself and know your own body because yes, but doctors don't know everything. And that was like her first chapter. She's saying, if you think about it, there's one person who got the like highest award in doctorship because they studied a 3-inch part of the body and they knew everything about it. But that's why it's so siloed. That's why our whole system's kind of messed up. And I appreciated her. It made me trust her as an author to say, like, she was the top of her class at Stanford, but she noticed that there was an issue and like took a step back. That's kind of refreshing to hear someone call it out.
Agree. And I mean, it's not like new. It's just more Eastern medicine.
Yeah.
But I liked how she was kind of talking about, because, you know, sometimes like if you talk about like Eastern medicine, it's all like, oh, you know, how accurate is that? Blah, 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 earthy, crunchy. But like, I feel like she like put the science behind it. But like, yeah, a lot of it reminded me of that book. I know you read it, Sami, Lady Tan and the Circle of Women. Yeah. But like that book, it's basically like a woman who she grew up in China and it's kind of like through her whole life. And she was like a doctor, but like she says, like you can tell everything, you can diagnose anyone. And this was in like the 1500s from like their pulse and like how they look, like their tech, like their coloring and stuff like that. And it's like just so true. There's all these like simple indicators that like your body gives that you just have to know like how to like look at them.
I definitely think I'm going to paying attention to just like my energy levels and mood a little bit more moving forward.
I've been trying to get outside more. That was one that I liked to hear. Well, not really in the cold because I hate the cold, but that's I would say like one thing from reading the book that I've been like a lot more conscious about is just like trying to get in the sun more and like fresh air.
Yeah, she talked a lot about that, like getting natural light to get your circadian rhythm and like set up correctly. When she was talking about how it's good for your body to get like in cold water and how like cold plunges are now such a thing. Yeah. I liked the solution she offered about just putting your shower for 2 minutes be in a cold. I hate a cold shower, but like if it makes you feel really good, you can do anything for 2 minutes. But it was a nice like actionable thing instead of going to like, you know, buy a cold plunge.
She does a good job, like you're saying, like that of you don't need to do the most extreme crazy thing. Like there's like little things you can do that are still going to help move the needle. Like I feel like our world like loves to go 0 to 100 on
Mhm.
like anything, and it's like not sustainable.
100%.
I think I need to do a better job. I have no idea how much fiber I get. Like I feel like I'm eating a lot of foods with fiber, but I feel like that's one area that I'm not like thinking, okay, what has fiber in this meal that I'm making? I'm just
Yeah.
like putting ingredients together.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
I got like little chia seeds and little flax seeds, and I'll like try to put those in just
Mhm.
stuff like smoothies or like even on like toast or something.
Is that the omega-3?
I think
Food?
so.
That's part
That
of
was the
it.
one I
Yeah.
wrote down, and I was like, I don't think I eat any of this.
I know. I can't do it so exactly where, she's like, you need a protein and a this and a this, but like, that's too much. What did she say? She said like fiber is like I don't even know, like the best friend to the microbiome gut or whatever.
Helps keeps everything going. Yeah.
Yeah, like flushes you out. I think she said like 50 grams of fiber is what you want. And that's definitely like more than I remembered that because I remember thinking like that's definitely more than I get, but would be good to know.
Yeah.
The only other thing I thought that was like I learned something I mean, I hated biology, so this felt good to like have something stick. I didn't realize that when you have like inflammation, it's just that your body is sending immune cells to help the part of the body that you think is hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
That was so interesting.
I had no idea. I was like, oh, and her whole point was that like if the issue is with the cells themselves, then it's all messed up. But I like was like, oh wow, that's what that is. Who knew?
Yeah. She
Yeah,
explained it so well.
that's how like Advil or pain meds like know where to treat the pain because it like follows like
Oh.
It follows like what?
where the inflammation is, and like it brings you like in your bloodstream to that.
Yeah.
Ah. Huh. Maybe that's why Tylenol, all that shit, I feel like never works on me. Probably because I have no inflammation. Just kidding. I definitely do.
She's like,
Sammy, you should share you and Kyle's homemade Gatorade.
Oh, yeah.
I forget what it is. Is it water, coconut water?
Yeah, I think coconut
Coconut
water,
water,
blended
strawberries,
strawberries,
and I think that might be it. Or he'll put
half
like
a lemon.
and yeah, and he'll blend it, and it is wicked good. And he
It's
calls
Oh,
it
it
so
sounds good.
good.
Gatorade. I think he saw it in
yes.
reels, but it's really good, and it's kind of does the same thing that a Gatorade might, but all natural.
So he's probably so proud of himself when he found that. He's like,
I
oh,
know.
Sammy's going to love this.
Shout out Baby
Puts it in
K.
like the big like port
Mason jar.
mason like yeah to
Yeah. I love a morning smoothie. I'm a big morning smoothie person.
I know I should start just putting like the flax or chia seeds in that because
You
that
don't even taste it.
I know that'd be a good addition.
Any last thoughts?
Everyone should read it.
Yeah. Oh, should we do our like rankings?
Oh yeah.
What do we normally do? Out of 10?
Yes, we normally do out of 10.
Okay.
I can start. I would say I don't normally read a lot of books that are rooted in science because, again, not like a science gal, but really interesting. Everyone can take something away from it. It's good just to be aware of the environmental factors at play that we don't think about daily. I would give it an 8. I enjoyed it. 8 out
Yeah,
of 10.
I think same. I mean, I don't read a ton of books along this. I feel like I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff about it, but I do
Yeah.
feel like it was easier to like synthesize and digest rather than sometimes I feel like some things that are like there's way too much going on here, and I don't know if that's just because it's so relatable to like start thinking about these things, but yeah, I think I would give it a 9.
Yeah.
Love
I
it.
think I'm gonna go 9 too. I think everyone should read that book. I feel like my only like criticisms, I mean, just for me personally, it got a little sciencey at times. Like I said, she convinced me, but other people probably like that more. And yeah, I mean, it's just a little strict if you take it literally, but there's tons of actionable things you can do.
Yeah, I'd give it like I'll give it an 8.5. Go between you guys. I think it's very helpful and knowledgeable. My recommendation, 2 things. One, if you like read it on the Kindle, I do think it's a good one to like buy. And
Oh,
like
agree.
At the
Agree.
end, it's like all this stuff that like you could fill out and tips, and it's hard to do when you're reading on a Kindle. So
There's
that'd
like
be my
recipes.
recommendation. Yeah, I would definitely buy it. And then my other recommendation, if you really, really don't read, I just typed in Casey Means Good Energy on like the podcast app and found some good podcasts where she talks about a lot of it. So if you're not a reader, I think you can listen to one of those and get some of the information. Not all of it. So definitely read it if you can.
Yeah.
Great call, though. That's a great second option if someone doesn't want to read the book. Cosign.
Yeah. Yeah. You could still get pretty much everything probably listening to a podcast. But the book was good too.
He does get really technical in the podcast too. I feel like there's one part I'm like, oh gosh, I'm lost again.
Yeah, and you can't like reread it, so it's a little harder to follow sometimes. But
I do feel like she does a good job of like, here's all the science, and then like, here's like what you should know for yourself.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like she always did a good job of structuring it then to the bigger picture of like, this is why it matters. Like 40% of women have depression, a third of Americans anxious. Like, it's just like, damn, this is so prevalent. So, but yeah, agreed. I do think it was kind of funny, like at parts when I was listening on the audiobook and she was talking about the five biomarkers, and then she's giving all like the levels. I was like sitting there trying to look it up and like, go back and kept going back, and it was like a whole mess. So yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I forgot. I think she actually just had a baby. I like Googled her. And she apparently was nominated for Surgeon General.
Oh my God. Go Casey.
Yeah, like I would pick her.
busy.
Yeah, we vote for her.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun.
Cool. Was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks you guys for coming on the pod as always.
Thank you.
This was a fun one. Thank you for having us.
Sammy and I are off to Mexico.
Fun.
Yeah,
Have the
might not be
best.
listening to all the rules.
You gonna drink the water there?
No, hell no. I'm gonna
Not
have to
even
drink
to brush
plastic
your
water.
teeth. Yeah.
Not even brush your teeth now. Oh my God, can you imagine?
Charlotte, Sex in the City. Well, you guys have a great trip. We will be back. Actually, we are going to most likely have a special guest host on Friday. Cough. Gina, cough.
She doesn't know yet.
I don't think I've even told her yet, but she's probably going to be on. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, make sure to like us, follow us, comment at us at snitchinpod on TikTok and Instagram. Go to our website, snitchinpodcast.com, and tell everyone you know about us.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.